What's up, people? Thank you for listening to this one, for even putting the efforts to be here. I really hope you enjoyed this remaining part of the episode. This is part two, or you can call it extended, or a bonus episode from the version one, part one that I and Caveman did initially. As you listen, may you be blessed. This podcast is produced by InGame.
Anyways, I don't have anything. Wait. I want to, last question. Okay. I think I've mentioned it's about people on Twitter, but let's not go there. It was about like if you see any, if you have you noticed any new designer on Twitter, like when we left Zuri, there were a ton of people. Like when we left Zuri, Twitter was full of I just left Zuri, do this
Mm-hmm.
20 days of this, started like new design, like we're just popping up everywhere on Twitter when we left Zuri.
I think our time was like there's so much during our time. I think it has just died down a little bit now. Or maybe it's still there, but because our
Yeah, people don't dey see shike, people don't dey quit.
still people don't dey quit. People are trying to get into it because sometimes Twitter has like different sides.
Mm.
Open another person's Twitter account, you see that it's like a whole different world. It's something that you might not really notice, but it is. So I think there are all those things that are still happening, but you're possibly not seeing it because now you're mostly maybe following founders, looking for investors.
Yeah.
You're not really on that level of TV level again, so you might not get to this. I think it's still there. I tend to
Mm.
still see some of those really type like posts once in a while.
That makes sense. That's good. That's good for them, sha. Maybe that's why. Cause I honestly, my Twitter feed is mostly this business, this tech stuff, this podcast, this tool. Like there's no much. There's
Yeah,
hard.
so you might not really get to see.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
hardly design on my tweet. On my there's hardly design. It's
mm,
mostly just tool
yeah.
development and a lot of development stuff. Last question:
All
if you're
this,
not on Twitter, like or on Instagram or like on all the social platform, how do you look for jobs basically?
that's so it's not this is not something I can answer, but I've seen people. I know somebody. If I know a couple of people that are big, like I know a very big software, a very big mobile developer, the mobile app developer now. It's very big. I think if it was on Twitter, it's going to be like one of these top dev influencers in Nigeria. But I don't think he's on. If he's on Twitter, he's not on Twitter like in terms of
Hmm.
the interaction. Like, he might just have a Twitter account you get, but he's not on Twitter. And but he does get jobs, and I think LinkedIn works for him, and possibly just normal job application site experience in terms of being good. This is big. So social just helps makes things easier and faster, but I don't think that's the only way.
Is can the person, oh, the person is not a social media person, the person cannot be on this podcast, so I can ask them how they are able to find jobs and live their life, because I honestly, I'm looking forward to that. By the end of this month, I'm going to like quit social media by the grace of God.
I could connect you with him if you have something specific that you
Yeah,
want to
like
talk to
I
him
basically
about.
want to learn like how is he able to navigate not being weighed by social media, and like like there's someone this rave right now with everybody putting their work out there trying to prove social media. This is a discussion I'm having with JJ Fellow Show on the podcast as well, which we're about to learn. Social media,
Hmm.
like social networking online, is a performance rather than in networking itself. So everybody social media is performing for a certain audience, so acquire a certain.
I agree with the
Yeah.
performance, and yeah, that's even something else I kind of felt to her that even though I'll not call it performance, so the word I use is
Yeah.
credence, credibility. No, for me, it's not so much for the networking or you could say performance a little bit, but not so much for the performance. So for me, it's basically to gain credence. Somebody comes see your profile and they're basically just seeing what the things you've
Yeah.
posted or said before, and then they get a sense of okay, this is who you are or what you can do. So that's it for me actually, like just credence, not necessarily to look for jobs or to connect. I don't want to connect to anybody. For me, it's just to gain some kind of
I honestly
credibility.
feel that way because
And yeah, you can call that performance, but
I'm looking at like Twitter. I want to leave, Sha. I want to leave, and by the grace of God, I'm able to quit Twitter or quit social media. Like for a while, just take like a.
usually why you can't now. You can't be doing a podcast and
I
not
can
making
just do it
everything.
record and
You just can't.
I mean stop now. Record enough, schedule it.
Except you already have 1 million. Except you have 1 million YouTube followers already. But you can't be a podcast and not do socials. It's not even possible. Like you can't, you shouldn't. That's the life that you have to live.
I just see, yeah, I just want to build stuff. I just want one company to hire me and pay me well. And all these performance I'm doing on social media, I will quit it, buy bicycle and be riding right if in peace, I swear.
So does that mean that this old podcast, Kini thing you're
Mm-hmm.
doing is just for show and it's not something that you are really passionate about?
Like
Yeah, there
the
you go.
podcast for me is out of curiosity, basically. So the people I have on my podcast, if you look at them, they are a specific niche of people, right? So like they are interesting people that I want to talk to. So it's interesting.
I'm interesting.
Shut up. They're interesting people that I want to talk to, and and that's cool. Like other things that some of them definitely are performances, some of them are like out of curiosity. So for example now, so when I put something about how do you want to learn basic thing, and I make a tweet about it, honestly, I'm not trying to teach people who already have people who they want to learn from. I'm putting it out there for creds, like, okay, I can do this. This is what it is. If I post about Nko or about what we did for the last 3 weeks or something on social media, to be honest, the reason why I'm posting it on social media is for like credibility, so I can have higher chances of getting a job. I rather talk to somebody one on one about what we do at Nko and like what I've done, right,
Mhm.
than post like a thread or something about it, because it's like, let somebody else sees it and knows I'm good and just hire me and pay me money. The podcast is one of those honest things that I enjoy doing. And I just want to this one's out of curiosity. I just want to talk to interesting people.
So does that mean that how do I put this? So once you get a good job that possibly eat up your time and all that, you pack up cast and
I won't pack up the podcast, right? I will still do the podcast. Like right now, I don't do the podcast every week as I used to. There's break in between because of income. The business comes like, so there's a break in between, right? And sometimes scheduling time is guest does not work.
yeah.
However, like if I get a good job that pays me well, my social media interaction, like how much I post, LinkedIn social media will reduce drastically. Like so it will reduce.
Yeah, that one's whether you plan it or not, it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
definitely. And I just want that kind of life where I don't have to, perform to get a job. Like that's the most annoying part.
To be honest, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on this one.
Like it's annoying, I swear. I've seen
I'm with you big
I've
time on
seen
this one.
people who
You know, the person they find work. We're waiting concern
I
LinkedIn.
swear wetin concern LinkedIn. See, I know somebody like her social media is nothing to write home about. Like you mean she's a dev, her social media is empty, LinkedIn nothing really much dey just a few things, like but this person is working and like doing well. Abi like my own LinkedIn I don optimize am.
I hope like I know one thing like that. One girl, yeah, I know one big girl in there too. I think that's she's almost like that. She doesn't have any presence online
I
anyway.
swear.
No presence at all. Like there's no
Is it
presence.
is it a thing with developers, abi
It's
because
just
we are designers is different
so
for
for
us?
we are designed because our work is mostly a visual work, and people need to see what you can do. You can't tell them what you can do. They have to see it. So that's why and all the socials you can post pictures. That's why we just have to do socials.
It's crazy, guys, I swear.
But the thing there is that socials for me is just one part of it. It's not like it's the only way. But the good thing, good social just have like a lot of good benefits, and that's why we are there. But normally, if you are applying normally, like for job, you can actually apply just normally without having social. It's just that the route might be longer for you. That's one. Another thing that you don't know what people know. You get some people learn a skill and then they fix them up in a job and they don't have to stress as much as you. But you, because you are stressing, so you are trying all the options. Social is one of the options. That's how I say it.
Yeah, it's tiring. It's exhausting. I feel you, Sha. It's
Sorry,
exhausting. Every day I dey optimize LinkedIn.
man.
Every day you go optimize this one. You go hear say make you do this one, make you do that one. Wetin which person never do, guy? Chinwendu don write my CV for me. She don do am. I don change this one, I don change that one. Every day I go sit down like this 2 to 4 hours. I dey apply. I dey use me and GPT. I go restructure the resume, use am apply for this job. Restructure the cover letter, apply for this job. Every time go to social media, post on LinkedIn, post on Twitter. I'm like, kilo dey. Somebody was even telling me I should set up my Instagram and post on Instagram. That will increase my chances. I'm like, what?
I think when people say these things, they're not, I don't know how to say it, but just saying doing this and increase your chances, I don't think that's the best way for it for it to be said. Of course, it will increase your chances, but it should not just be that, and you not have, I don't know how to explain this. I feel that the general talk should be, okay, the people that they're actually employing, what are they doing to get employed? And seeing if you can mimic that. You get, it's
That
not just all
exactly
this.
that. I mean, it's not just all the social media. Like the people that are in, what are they doing?
There's a job I would have gotten and somebody else got it, and I went to like kind of see who be this guy, who be this guy. And then I saw that he had more experience.
So,
I saw that he had a lot of experience, like he's big. He has done live stuff. I saw why anyone would hire him over me. Do you understand? And that's like enough to console me. So
yeah,
I don't end up doing, oh, why now? Just like I'm not trying to, but just like you're doing now, say, oh, I don't write my resume.
yeah,
I don't do that and that. So I don't, cause I don't like to like be like that. Let me say I just like being real. So that's what I did. See why even me, if I ain't the two of us, I'll pick him. Do you get? I could see why you pick
mhm,
him. Do you get? He had the experience.
yeah,
He had a lot of companies that he had worked for. The fact that I could even drag with him to that level, I was even more happy with myself than getting the job and all that. So yeah, I think
yeah.
that that's one thing that can be done. Than that's why I do not try to
Okay.
you know bury. I don't want to be, what's the word, get lost in the old talk of the jobs are not there or people are too much or all those plenty. There are so plenty talk. Today when I like recently one guy, Nigerian guy, got into Spotify. I went to check his portfolio and Notion. I'm like, this is possible. Do you get? So just because of
Yeah.
that, I'm not even pressuring myself to get a website at all because I can see that it's possible to get.
His portfolio is on Notion.
Yes, I saw
Nice.
someone that got into Google as a UX writer. Portfolio is nothing to write on about. It's like rubbish. That's I'm not shitting. Oh God, I beg. This is cool. I'm not shitting that, but see the portfolio. You can tell that, oh, this is one kind. But when you see the content of the portfolio, you know, okay, yeah, she puts in a lot of work to it. So yeah, so my point there is that it's what I do personally. That you at the end of the day, you see that hiring managers are not really, depending on the company now. There's some companies that, of course, that they look at your design more, like aesthetics, visual. And there's some companies that will value your process more and experience and all that. Some would look for a specific requirement. And that's what I think that some of us, I'm even telling you now, miss out. You're possibly focused on yourself and what you can do and what you think you know and how good you are. Of course, you're good. But that's maybe your focus. And you're not really paying attention to why are these people not even hiring? Why are they hiring? Why are they picking this guy? You submitted resume. Just try and imagine what's in that person's resume for it to
Hmm.
pique their interest. So if you can try and even see what's in that resume, then you'll know what to put in on the resume. If you can try and picture, see what's in the person's portfolio, not the looks now and all that. Maybe the actual project the person has worked on related when you try and compare with the company they apply to get. So I feel that these are the issues that we might not be paying attention to. I'm even also talking to myself. So it's not so much about, oh, you are good or you are trying. Of course you are trying. Sometimes it's just your country, Emmanuel, like it's just because you are in Nigeria maybe 70% of the time. Things that we can't control, but yeah, so those are the issues. And it's not so much about you. Like, give me examples. Like I've seen, someone got into one big company. I saw the actual assessment task. I'm like, how did this company hire this guy? As in, I'm not seeing the design here. Like, how did they hire this guy? Like, what do you get? Like, seeing the design the person submitted, seeing the company, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I can do better than that. But uh, at the end of the day, I feel that it's not even about all of that. Maybe some of these I just mentioned
Maybe
requirements. Yeah.
I need to go back and like look at myself. I'm like, okay, look at these guys again
Mhm.
because
Or what they want.
make I no go carry frustration,
No,
attack
don't.
myself for no reason.
No, because you just have to like look at, or let me now say that we just have to like look at what these guys want, so that we don't just send in anything and expect them to just like you, and they don't care about you. Do you get? But the moment they want to start caring about you is when they can get what they want from you, and if we can find a way to show them that we can give them what they want, I think that's all that matters. 'Cause I actually see, I think, see, let me give more specific examples. That Spotify guy I mentioned of Notion Portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
if you can see the project he has worked on, or see the case studies, you know that it's not that nonsense things you put on Behance. In fact, I'm even working on my
Se-
portfolio. I'm asking
Send
myself,
it to me. Send it to me. Send it to me. Send the
I'll try.
guys this thing
I'll
to me.
try. I'll try. I'll look for it. Just remind me. So I was even working on my
Okay.
portfolio. I'm like, shit, this thing even match up. Do you get? So internally,
Yeah.
you're also measuring yourself, right? And that's why you not just rush and say you want to apply for Spotify. Can you compete? So it's not so much about those fancy websites. Yes. Another example is this guy, bigger than the all of us know.
Who?
I've gone to that guy's portfolio like I cannot count how many times. The way he guys to binge on people, yeah. I've gone to bigger than his portfolio.
I
I've
don't
seen
know
his
that
portfolio.
guy. Oh, Pixel
You don't
Dan. I
know.
know Pixel Dan. I know Pixel Dan.
Everybody needs bigger
I know
than
Pixel
the
Dan.
23x guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen his portfolio. I've seen that's the portfolio before Meta, I guess. I think yeah, the portfolio before Meta or the I think the last project that are there are the one before is Meta. And then there's one project, I think what's it called? Something zone. You see the design itself, it's not so, designing. But when you see the things that you wrote in terms of the case study, you go fear because I can't write it. Like you see the details, you see the details, you see the experience, you see the thought, you see there's nobody that will not be interested in that. Like it's not the one those
I'm
things that
no.
we write.
I'm opening his portfolio now. I'm trying. He said it has expired. Growth.tx has expired.
Go to pixeldan dot just pixeldan.com. I'm sending to this chat.
Daniel Bezos.
I sent to this chat.
No,
Okay, you see the very first project there in this
no,
thing.
Allah.
The design no even follow in terms of compared to this day and age. I'll not say no follow now, bigger than I beg, maybe nobody can drag me. But when you look at the details, when you look at the details to what he has written, you know, like just the details. It's not what we do. We do MI3 or we do face what all those nonsense processes that we try and do in our Behance. It's not all of that, and that's why anytime I write a case study, if I go to Behance, I just look at the design. I don't go to Behance to Behance to read case studies. I did do that, except it's the actual a detailed case study. If I really want to read case study, I like to read case studies of people like this, of maybe products that they actually worked on. You get. So yeah, if you just do just that one project, you will not see how different you are from him, and you see why Meta must have been interested in it. So it's not so much about the actual design, like the look. If you look at it, see design. I'm sure if you do that, it will be better in terms of design. Agree with me or not? That dashboard you're looking at, that look,
I can definitely do the.
and you
Yeah,
see,
I'm looking at the dashboard now.
yeah, and I'm sure that yours will be better.
The TRM dashboard. I can definitely do
Yeah,
this.
but can you now do all those plenty things that he did in terms of what he has written? See the people he spoke to, the pain points he identified, those plenty jargons. Like, do you get? So that's what I'm trying to say. That's another one. I was going to give a third person. Okay, there's also another guy that got into booking. Mui, what's that? What's his name? Also got into booking, but with a Notion portfolio. If you see the project that he has worked on, very very detailed. Like very the UI is not so much in my opinion. But when you look at the digger, so you now see that these companies are not really just looking for what we think we have.
But there's a lot of text here. Like, what now happens to the rule of them saying, like, you should not have so much text because text
Thank
plenty
you.
for this
So
place.
that is why. uh So to me, this is a very very personal opinion. Now, I do not like to just listen to all these buzz that everybody is saying. This thing that you're saying now, where did they write? Like, can you point a place now where somebody wrote it, like in a book or in a law? Is it possible? It's just what people told you,
There's
like
no,
yes. No,
yeah.
let
It's
me
what we
guess.
see now. Like, hey, avoid too much text.
What all of us in among ourselves,
There's
Abby?
no book or law. Amongst ourselves, mostly amongst too much text, because nobody really reads
Ehen.
what we read on
So, yeah,
blogs and all
exactly.
these
That's how
places.
even someone told me. There's also this popular one, which I'm not trying to like. This I don't say my opinion everywhere.
Yeah.
When I hear it, I just close my mouth. But if you're having a one-on-one like that, then I can say it. There's also this common one of do not have more than three projects on your portfolio. And I'm like, how? I'm sure you read this one, or you possibly do it too.
I've not
Not more
heard
than
this
three
one.
projects on your portfolio.
What I've heard
And
that
I'm like,
relating
in
to
my
this
mind, I'm
is
like,
more
how?
like
Like, why?
what I've heard relating to this is more like if you have three
Mm.
projects in your portfolio is enough.
As in, I don't that. Of course, you should try and meet up to three, like in terms of minimum. But why should you limit it to three? And the reason I say why is because I've seen many people's portfolios, like
Mm.
experienced people, and when you go there, you can see up to 15 portfolio, 15 projects. You see 5, 10, 15. I've seen that like a lot. I have a lot of portfolios that I bookmark, and I'm not talking about portfolios
I want to get up to
of
that.
people that are just coming starting. I'm talking about people that have been in the industry for a very long time. Yeah, so when we hear these things like this, just like you said, when we
Mm.
hear those things like that, we now tend to like limit ourselves.
Okay, that was an amazing conversation. Cool stuff. So that's come to the end of the episode. Thank you for listening to this time. I honestly really appreciate listening to this time. If you liked it, if you think it was worth the extra value or the extra money you had to pay to get access to this, let me know. If you think it's not, to be honest, I wouldn't do anything. I would really appreciate if it's not. Let me know. On the other hand, peace out, people. Thank you for listening. Watch out for episode 20. Lastly, again, this podcast is produced by InGame, the research and editing studio that I and Chiwendu both run.